Hello, educated savages. This is a video on the Red Cat Volcano EPX. This is my first 1/10 scale model RC car, and I'm making this video because there's a lot of stuff I've searched for online, and a lot of people are holding back on their information, and other information is just generally unavailable. So this truck is about 90% original. They're a great starter truck brushed, and it gives you the opportunity to upgrade damn near everything. And if you drive it long enough, you will upgrade everything. I've had the truck 5 months, and as a person with an addictive personality, I drive it 6 to 7 days out of the week. I go through about 4 packs of lipos every time, and I just can't get enough of it. So here's where I am at. I see a lot of builds out there, and people just go mad crazy, sloppy. You can just go ahead and keep everything nice and tidy, out of the way. You cut the zip ties, and everything is bundled so that you can remove it and replace it, or just get it out of the way for any type of service work. And it's a beautiful thing, okay? I don't know why people twist all their wires together and try to tuck them out of the way, because it really doesn't matter. You're putting a body on this, and that's tight. Most people do not want their wires coming into contact with each other, especially right where they meet, because sometimes you will see a little bit of that gold showing through there. And I don't know if it'll arc, but man, I don't want to be in that position where my car breaks down because of a little oversight like that. Now, I'm using a Surpass Hobby 60 amp ESC. You don't need an 80 amp because the parameters are virtually the same, and as far as what you can run on them, it is the same. So, here's what I'm talking about. This is a 3900 kV motor on road with a 60 amp. It's fantastic. I have a 4300 kV Surpass that I also run all the time. That's even better. That's a lot of power, and it's also a lot of fun. But see, what happens is you get into this, you want to go faster and faster and faster, and you move from the 2S lipos, which are great. You can use 6200, 50C, 5200, 50C. Use Goldbat, Novonic, because they're the bomb. Now, I just got this Z3S 80C. Now, I would have loved to have run it with the 4300 kV, but let me show you a little something. When you look at the specs for 2S LiPo, 6,000, which is great for 2S, but for 3S, less than 4,000. Now, it does make a difference. I originally got this 60 amp ESC with that 3900 kV, and it ran great. Never had a problem with it. Drove it for about a month and a half like that. Sweet. Then I ordered this madman over here, put it in with this crap ESC, and guess what? I'm over the parameters, because on this POS, the max is 4300, which generally turned out to be about an hour and a half worth of runtime, and something inside here popped. So under any type of load, motor didn't turn. You lift the truck up in the air and you give it gas, woo, all of a sudden it goes. Well, inside the circuit board on the computer, one of the little squares, the little circuit boards, fried, and it's over. So you get this cheap ESC that comes with just about every budget pack out there. Check the specs, run under the recommended highest kV. Now with 3S, let's go back to the chart. For the 60 amp, you want to go 4,000 kV or lower, and if you're going to go off-road, under 3,000. So that would be kind of tough for me, because I'm always in the front yard, I'm in the street. Don't drive on the grass, I don't take it to the park, I'm just jumping curbs, building ramps. And let me tell you something about jumping these things. It is only in the movies, man. You got this wiggle, on all the tires because of the way the hub axles are. I've got fast eddy bearings in here. These are tightened all the way. I haven't found a set of shims yet that will work inside here without binding against the bearings and frying them. So guess what? This works great. You can set up your steering and everything like that, so it'll handle, and it really doesn't make a difference because you're not going to be racing this model competitively against anyone. Another great thing is the gearing. Now, it comes with a 64 tooth plastic spur. I went and ran the shit out of it. Even bought an extra one in case that melted. It never happened. I used originally with the brushed version 14 tooth because I wanted more torque, but because the pinion is so small, to get it to mesh with the spur gear, I didn't realize that the axle hub or the drive shaft was rubbing against it, and it totally ate into it. It might have been when it was under load and it was vibrating around, but I never noticed, you know? And 17 tooth worked great. When I went brushless, I went with a Robinson 19 tooth eventually for a little bit more top end. Worked fantastic. Now I went to go a little bit faster and I got 21 tooth, which was fantastic. No overheating issues. I mean, it's fall right now. The temperatures are a little cooler, but I've yet to break anything over 120 on the ESC, and the motor generally is under 100 degrees. Now, here's where I had questions and I couldn't find out a goddamn thing. I am running now a 26 tooth pinion on the 64. I ran this last night on 3S for about 20 minutes, pretty much the entire battery, and topped out temperature wise 114 and 94 degrees. I don't know if I could pull that off in the summertime, but it was great. The 3S just tears it up. I mean, even on 2S with the 4300, I ran against my brother's Big Rock, stock out of the box on 3S. Maybe the dude couldn't drive, but I was as fast, if not faster than him. Now he's got a new Rustler 4x4 VXL that he wants to put up against this, and I had to go bigger on the pinion just in case. Now my tires, I have vented them just opposite of the internal vent holes. So if we got a little vent hole down here, I will put a hole here and a hole here because on the rim there is another one there. Also, if you're doing speed runs, you have a gyro, help you stay on the road. I usually run mine around 12-15%, but check this out. If you have a cool controller like this for about 60 bucks, it has little parameters in here that you can set up. You're going to want to reduce the steering curve because once you soften the steering initially, when the gyro initiates, your car won't do this little zigzag thing jamming down the street trying to correct itself. It'll be real smooth, real under control. You can also adjust the throttle curve from the remote control so that you can have more punch, less punch. You can really adjust the curve if you want to just hit that max speed at half throttle or, you know, wherever your sweet spot is depending on how you like to manipulate the control. Another thing is get a real strong steel servo. This one's 25 kilograms. Works great. It's really close to the drive shaft when you go this big. In order to remedy that, I just put a washer in between the stand and the actual servo to move it away just enough. Now, went through the Hexfly 3 kilogram trash, 15 kilogram or 6 kilogram trash, 15 kilogram. I don't know what went wrong with that POS, but I had to dump that. And of course, you want to get the aluminum servo savers. As far as the little linkage that connects them, you got to stick with the plastic one. It's the only one that is snug. All the aluminum ones you get, the holes that they drill are out of tolerance, and it just gives you more slop in the steering. Also, with the adjuster, I've put about 7 little washers inside there to keep this little ring down here so the servo saver doesn't open up. Now, also with these aluminum ones, I have removed it and resurfaced it using little diamond tip files. All you have to do is really look at it carefully and mate the surfaces properly, and you can save yourself at least 6 or 7 sets of these. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. Maybe I'll make more videos, but generally I just don't give a damn. Thank you.